Welcome to Weeping Willow Homestead and another What We Eat for Dinner in a Week. In these videos, I try to show you how I combine inexpensive Aldi groceries with food that we are blessed with from the food bank to make hopefully well-balanced, delicious meals. We as a family generally eat low carb because I have to for health reasons, so it's easier as the sole cook in the house for me to just make one meal. But you'll see variations on that, like tonight's noodle selection. Yeah. This is going to be, I'll preface this by saying this is going to be a wing it week, and what that means is I meal plan and grocery shop for 2 weeks at a time. After that 2 weeks, we usually spend the next week-ish living off of whatever we have. And what it is I just take a look at what we have left, fresh fruits and veggies wise, meats, what we have gotten from food banks in that week or previous weeks, and I meal plan off of that. And I kind of I'll try to plan it out for the whole week. If not, I'll plan it like every other day or something along those lines, just so that like if I need to thaw out meat, that kind of thing. But that's what I mean by wing it, is a lot of times I really am winging it. But yeah. So let's see what we're having for dinner tonight. It's Monday, and we are having broccoli chicken Alfredo, and it's actually broccoli carrot chicken Alfredo. So this is one of the frozen containers of Alfredo sauce that we got from Mobile Food Pantry a long time ago, and I kind of forgot that they were in my freezer. They got pushed to the back. So I thawed out one of those, and then I also opened up a jar of Alfredo sauce because my husband's home tonight and I would not mind having leftovers from this meal. And just the one container would not have been enough even if my husband wasn't home tonight. So my husband is a truck driver, and so he's home 4 days and gone 4 days. So in that I diced up some of the leftover chicken from last night. Saturday night. I had made chicken leg quarters, and so I just diced up some of that and mixed in and just warmed that all up. With that, we're going to have, this was like 2 small crowns of broccoli and 6 small carrots. It was what I had left of both of those in the fridge. We went to Mobile Food Pantry today, and I did get more carrots, but that kind of looked like enough, so I stopped there. And then this is where we get to the high carb, low carb options. This is just spaghetti. Don't feel like you need Alfredo noodles, linguine noodles to make Alfredo. I have used literally every kind of pasta imaginable for making Alfredo. It all tastes the same. It's fine. So this is spaghetti noodles. And then for mine, this is like half of a medium-sized zucchini. And I didn't even saute it. I just stuck it in the microwave for like a minute to warm it up. So that's a good way to make it low carb. You could also just not do noodles, and that would be completely fine. I have totally done that before. So, all right, that is Monday night, and I have a toddler that just came in with blue hands from Sidewalk Chalk. So I'm going to go take care of that. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Tuesday. And tonight I gave the 2 options that I had kind of planned out for dinner to my husband, and this was the one that he picked. He said he was feeling like summery food. So we have hot dogs, and we started a fire in the backyard and weenie roasted those over that, and we were going to go out and eat this out by the fire. Yay. So we have that. I've got buns, ketchup, mustard, sweet pickle relish to put on them. And then we've got a box of mac and cheese. It was actually a box of gluten-free mac and cheese from the food pantry that I just made up. One thing that I'm noticing, I feel like the cheese to pasta ratio is getting I don't know. I feel like there needs to be more pasta in there. And so one thing that I have done in the past is add in 2 handfuls, maybe a half a cup extra pasta to the water, and it doesn't even have to be the same shape as long as it has about the same cook time. I have done that in the past, and that kind of helps the pasta to sauce ratio, and I know I'm going to get some flack for that on people saying, that's plenty. But That's just my opinion, as I feel like it needs a little bit more pasta, and it also just seems like there's not a whole lot there. Maybe it's because I have a big family. I don't know. With that, we're also going to have the other watermelon that we got from the food pantry last week. And then I will probably get out some chips. And I know you're looking at this going, okay, so how am I going to make this low carb? I have no idea what else I'm having. Yeah. I know there's some leftover steamed veggies from last night with Alfredo sauce on them. I might just do that. And some chips. I don't know. I'll come up with something. I know I've got some leftover stuff. If nothing else, I'll pull out some fresh veggies that are left. Yeah. Or maybe I'll just eat a whole lot of meat. When has that ever been a bad thing? So, yeah, that's dinner tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Wednesday night, and I made kind of an easy meal tonight. I had leftover of the spaghetti noodles back there from Alfredo night, and so I wanted to get those used. And so we didn't have almost, like, there was just a very, very small amount of Alfredo sauce left. So way more noodles than Alfredo. So, anywho, this is the other half of that bag of frozen meatballs. And I just put it in the bottom of the pan frozen. I did add some sausage crumbles that we had gotten a long while back. It was a big bag of them. And we had used up a bunch of them to where there wasn't like a meal-sized portion left. So I put those in there as well. Both of them frozen. I just kind of spread them around. I baked that at 350 for about 15 minutes just to get them thawed and then kind of the water that was on them off. Sorry if you hear the wind in the background. We had storms just a little bit ago. All right, so baked the water off, got them thawed out and warmed up. I dumped in a can of pasta sauce on top and stirred that all up and put that back in the oven. And I baked that for another maybe 10 minutes, just enough to get the sauce starting to bubble. And then I sprinkled on about a cup of shredded mozzarella cheese on top and baked that just until the cheese was melted. So for the family, I will serve the pasta with the meatballs on top of it. I am just going to have the meatballs. I don't feel like making zucchini noodles or anything like that tonight, and that's fine. This is completely fine with me as a meal. And then with that, I opened up a quart of home canned green beans and a can of green beans from the food pantry. A quart of green beans does not feed our family anymore, but 2 quarts makes too much, and none of us are huge leftover green bean fans. So I think that may be the solution, is to do that. And that gets the green beans from the food pantry used as well. I'm almost out of home canned green beans for the year, just in time. My baby plants are coming up out in the garden, so that's good. So yeah, a nice easy dinner. I fully intended on having salad with this and went out to pick salad greens, and unfortunately my salad greens have what's called bolted, which means they get bitter when it gets too hot out, and they start going to seed. So I went out with the bowl thinking I was going to make this beautiful salad of homegrown greens, and ate one, and it was awful, so bitter. So unfortunately that's not happening. I'm glad I made up extra green beans. So yeah, that is dinner for Wednesday night. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Thursday night, and tonight I went with what I would consider a really quick dinner. We had a program at the library that went with the summer reading program, so we got home like 45 minutes ago, and I had a few other things that I needed to get done as well. So breakfast for dinner is where it comes in. We are having, these are our eggs with some cheese on top. We go through a dozen eggs or more, just us, if I make breakfast for dinner. These are some frozen sausages from the food pantry. These are the honey butter flaky biscuits that we got from the food pantry today. You'll have seen that video already. And then fruit cocktail. Obviously, to do low carb, you cannot do the biscuit and you can't do the fruit cocktail. I looked, a half a cup serving is 19 grams of carbs for fruit cocktail. if you are doing keto, that's literally all of your carbs besides one for the day. So that's not going to work. So I will pan over to my plate right quick. So I'm just not doing the biscuit. I could have done like a slice of that base culture bread that I've got, but I just wasn't feeling it. So with low carb, berries are the best option for fruit because they're the lowest carb fruit. So this is, I don't know, not quite a half a cup, probably a third of a cup of the bottom of a bag of mixed berries. So there's raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries in there, although I'm not seeing any blackberries either. And a bunch of it is like this little bitty stuff right here. And to that, I drizzled on probably 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, and then I sprinkled on a packet of the True Lemon. If you haven't ever tried it before, here, I've got a packet right here. This stuff, it's delicious. It's literally just crystallized lemon. And so I sprinkled on a packet of that on top of it because I love that lemon and berry flavor. And I will let this sit for a little bit. It's still like it freezes. But I will let it sit for a little bit. And then right before I'm ready to eat it, no, I can't get that berry off. I will mix it up really, really well. Like chop it up with my spoon. And it kind of turns into like a sorbet. Yum. So, yeah. That is everything for dinner tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Friday, and Friday night at our house always means pizza night. Sometimes it's homemade, sometimes it's store-bought, sometimes it's a cross between the two, like tonight. And very, very rarely do we get takeout pizza. It's just so expensive. For the $25 to $35 that it would cost to get a couple of large pizzas and have some leftovers, I can buy a whole lot of the cheap pizzas from Aldi's. I could buy probably triple that. So it's just not something we do very often. Plus, we live too far out. They do literally nowhere delivers to us. So we would have to go and get it. So it's really not even that much faster. So tonight, I took the naan bread that we got from the food pantry the other day, including the 2 big ones and then all of those little mini ones, and I made pizzas. So I've got meat lovers and a cheese pizza, and those are kind of more for my husband. And then the mini ones, I will literally just throw a couple of those on my bigger kids' plates. My little kid may just get one. The little is 2. My little one, I may even cut one in half. She's only 2, so she doesn't eat a whole lot. She's kind of in a eats like a bird phase. So yeah. And I just did a mix between cheese and pepperoni. And then for mine, I took some of those slices of deli meat that we got, the turkey that we got from the mobile food pantry. And I put, I think 6 or 8 slices of that in the bottom of this to kind of act as my crust, if you will. And then onto that, I put some of the meatballs from the spaghetti and meatballs that we had the other night. They're on that as well. Did I put lunch meat? No, yeah, I put the lunch meat. And then the sauce, the whatnot, all the toppings. And I just baked it in this foil pan. This is from the Dollar Tree. It's like a 3-pack for the $1.25. Not something I get out a whole lot, but yeah. If you can't tell, I'm a little bit sick, and we had like an uber busy day today. I have been in the garden. We mowed the yard. I spread the grass clippings on the garden. I've got my canner cooling right now. All of that corn that I picked up the other day, I went ahead and shucked it all and cut it off, and we're going to get 3 meals out of it. So that was a huge blessing. So yeah, that's what we're having with this. So yeah, I was going easy, simple. But yeah, so that is Friday night. Friday night is also our dessert night. Oh, darn, I forgot. So I was going to let my second oldest make a box of those brownies, and I completely forgot, and it's a little late now. So we have like those muffin sticks. There's the candy jar. We've still got a little bit of ice cream in the freezer, so we'll figure it out. But yeah, that is Friday night. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Saturday night, and Saturdays I usually try to make a big meal, something that you would typically have for dinner or lunch on Sunday. Today we haven't been to the grocery store in 3 weeks, and I kind of forgot to meal plan for today. I was winging it week, and I didn't get anything out and thawed. So yeah, I knew I was needing to use up kind of little bits of stuff because we will go to the grocery store early next week. So once again, this is one of those meals that uses up those little bits of stuff. So this is some of the frozen chicken thighs from Aldi. And I just baked those at 375 for about an hour. They could go less than that, but that's how long the vegetables took. With that, I dumped a bag of frozen Brussels sprouts in this cast iron skillet and just drizzled on some bacon grease. When I put it on my plate, I'll put some balsamic vinegar on it, but most of my kids don't like that. The ones that will eat Brussels sprouts, not all of them do. And then this is the major using up little scraps that you've got. So I've got 2 sides to this pan. This is a good way if you need to eat low carb, but your family doesn't. It's a struggle sometimes to make separate meals or make things that they want that you can't have. And so this is one way that you can do it. So on this sheet pan, I have a high carb side that has potatoes, sweet potatoes, carrots, and onions on it. And then the other side is the low carb side, and it has zucchini, cabbage, onions, and a can of green beans, just a drained can of green beans. So when it comes time to plate this up, I'll let the kids pick, do they want some of both, or do they just want the high carb side, or do they just want the low carb side? And then I can choose to just have this. And then if you are like keto low, stick with this side. If you're just low carb, like 40 to 100 carbs a day, whatever fits in your carb count, then you could pick some off of this side as well. So I will probably pick a few pieces of sweet potato because I love sweet potato, and a few pieces aren't going to raise my blood sugar that much to make it an issue. So yeah, this was totally just a wing it meal because I kind of got busy today and didn't think about the fact that I had nothing thawed meat-wise or anything like that, or nothing planned. So yeah, that is our week. If you're new here, I don't cook on Sundays. I take the day to rest. So when we get home from church on Sunday, I pull out all of the leftovers and I let the kids pick and choose what they want. Some weird combination usually is what happens. And that way the leftovers get used. Sorry, I'm still sick. The leftovers get used. That way nothing goes to waste. I try to find a use for all of it. And then on Sunday evening, I pull out a lot of snacky stuff, crackers, chips, dried fruits, dried meats, like the meat sticks from Aldi, those kind of things, cheese, goat cheese, pretzels, pickles, sometimes something like a chocolate bar that I break into pieces, just kind of a little bit of everything. And think of like a charcuterie board. Only I just lay it all on the counter and then I let them pick and choose what they want again. And for that meal, I even bust out paper plates because I don't wash dishes on Sunday either. I don't do dishes. I don't do laundry. I don't do cleaning. I don't do cooking on Sundays. It's my day off. I need it. But yeah, so that is our week. I will... trying to think if there were any recipes that I used. I think I just did a wing it week. If there are any recipes that I used, I will put them in the show notes. Otherwise, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. Goodbye and God bless.